wasn't about the parking, so I'm gonna discuss show. So while I have your attention, we can. I just wanted to bring up something about the parking that's new. So the front. Did you park out in front? You walked. So parking out in front is going to be no longer because it's eventually they're going to change the front into a bike lane, and the city is going to do that. But right now, the landlord that he's got a permit that he's trying to get that fencing side open. He's got a lot of things. So part of the permitting is that he's giving up some of that parking. There's a couple of spaces there, but we just won't park there in the front because they don't want there. And if we park there, then that violates his permit. Then he might not get approved for the other stuff that he's doing. So parking's in back, and I know it's pretty tight back there with all the sports things going on there. So the thing is, there's a little lot over here between Paul's automotive thing and our building. Yeah, so behind the building, along where the dumpster is, that's part of this building. So after 5 o'clock, we can park there, and then put the sticker in your window like Bonnie sent that thing out. So just print that up, and then right there, yeah, right there. So right there, right there. That's not Paul's. It's this guy's building. So the landlord arranged something with him so we can park there during his off hours and the weekends. But that's like if there's overflow because there's no spaces for people that are playing sports, then we have those. But if you don't have the sticker, then everybody's going to think that they can park there too. The people that are on the field. So we're just trying to restrict it so that only the people in this building can park in those spaces. Now, so that's it. We're just going to try to stop parking in the front because there's so many people. We're used to that. So we let one car park there, and then everybody thinks they're going to park there and until they put up a no parking sign in the front, and I don't think they're going to do that. So across the street we have a few spaces that we park in. I haven't used it that often, but actually we pay over there, so that's paid parking, so everyone can park over here because that's free, So anyways, okay, we can resume. That's just going forward that, but drop off is okay. Like if your parents are dropping you off, or then you can get just dropped off. That shouldn't be a problem, It's just parking there and leaving a car. So you want to go through some more drills? Yeah. You need that thing that Bonnie sent out. Print. Didn't you see it? It's an email. It is a picture. There's a logo.
Oh, I didn't understand.
Yeah. So that logo, print it up, and you want to laminate it, you can. If you want to get fancy and put a hole in it, hang it on your dash. But if you're gonna park there, put that up. That way, people that in the field know that people have a sticker, and then we'll get used to it, because eventually there's gonna be no parking because the fencing guy, when he gets open, so it's kind of first come first serve, unless I still across the So once you get your form memorized, then we have to just fix the postures and then execute. And the only way to actually improve your execution on individual movements is to work those movements. Like this movement when we're here, and then we cross. You want to twist and twist, but you twist. Don't go like this, because when you go like this and you're grabbing, you're already kind of weak in your position. So when you're here, when you cross, you want the leg to twist into it and then release the back, but your legs stay kind of sunken in, don't come out of the stance. Yeah. So that's one thing. And then when you do this movement and you sweep, you have to practice the timing so that when you hook and you push, when you hook and you push, you have strength in your leg. So you want this leg to be strong in position, right? One. So you're going to be stable here and then push. See, that's one thing about your stances. If you sink into your stances, your legs will get used to it. So when you drop into your stance, you don't feel like your legs going through this horror show of tension. So you want to sink into your stance. So when you sink, right, when you're here, right, and you turn and twist, that this is actually stable. Then because this is coming out of that, you stay here. Then your leg stays attached to the ground. So because what you're doing is, when he throws a punch, and I go like this and I sweep, if he picks up his leg, then he puts it down. He's coming down on. So this is, yeah, it's a counter sweep. See, if you go like this, you throw a punch, right? And I go like this. That's what I'm doing. I'm sweeping, right? That's your takedown is that. So if you're gonna try to take someone down and you can't stand on that leg, when you go like that, you're gonna be off balance. You're gonna trip. I was watching the news or something. One of the MMA fights, the guy went wham, kicked him in the shin. I mean, in the thigh. No, I mean over here. He broke his own leg. So, when you kick someone's leg and that guy's leg is strong and his bones are hard as rock, something's got to give. So when you kick, you don't want to be too excessive, because you're going to damage yourself. So a lot of times when people break things or they chop, they try so hard and they put so much tension in their movement and they break a board like this. This is not a good position. You know what happens? Two things can happen. You can break your elbow joint because the impact is so hard and you're so tight here that this fractures itself, or you can punch so hard that you break your clavicle. So sometimes, when you try that hard, you put, mind over matter. You can hurt yourself not even realizing that you have so much strength. But, you have to feel your way. You don't need to, lock out after you strike. If you lock out after you strike, then you're like hitting a brick wall. All that shock comes into your body. When you strike, it's gone. At impact, it's gone. Either the head goes boom, or it just recoils. Don't let the strength of the force come back into you, because that shock is going to come right through your body. Like if you ever chopped wood before, if you ever chopped wood, if you hold the handle too tight and you go like this, the shock comes back into it. Most of the people that are that stiff and tight, they end up breaking the handle on the axe, because the recoil is so strong and you're holding it too tight that the force goes right into the head of the axe, right where it meets with the wooden part, and it breaks. So, how you strike is release the power and transfer it into the object, right? So when you strike to the chest, you don't want to strike intense. That's why when we throw a punch, it's there, then it's loose, then it's loose. So everything, when you chop, it's gone. Elbow, it's gone. Strike. if it's not gone, you can't go to the next move, right? If I elbow mine, if he gives me a punch, right, and I go like this and I elbow, it's gone. Only because it looks like it's there but not tense. Because if he strikes to here, I have this. If he strikes again, I have this. That's what your elbow strike down and back fist is. That's why this hand and this hand and this hand have to move together. When I go like this, he strikes here, my hand is here, right? When I go like this goes there. See, even if he were to punch here, if I did this, that could be the part of this. Doesn't mean that it has to go here. My action is here. Then my action is there. If he strikes again, my action's here. And then this intercepts there. So that's how your hands work. When the hand goes like this, he throws a punch, it's like this. See? That's in Fu Fu, it's that. In the butterfly, it's this. Right? Then it's a sweep back or a push. See? When you do 5 stances and you do a back fist like this, if I'm here, right, he punches, I turn, he punches, boom. See? If he punches again, here, and then I'm here. So depending on your transition. So if we got it, he punches here, my hand's here. And then I punch to here. Right? So that's, so going from here to here or to here is teaching your hand how to move the foot. See, if I punch here, he punches again, I'm here. So what did I do there? When he punched again, I couldn't get this to here, so what I do? My hand is here. I do this. You see, so Chun Kyo, this is the basic form. This is your middle block. If I combine this movement, you see what I did? So the hand, when it comes like this, is a technique. If I go like this, right? This is here, this is here. And it looks just like the Chun Kyo. But I use this motion to intercept. See what I mean? You throw a punch, right? Yeah. So I throw a punch, you do the same thing. That's it, right? So what do you do, right? That's it. Chun. Draw. And then you punch. That's called a double block. So when your hands go like this, or you go like this, go like this, this is all part of that, right? It's like the sparring drill. That's essentially where that comes from. If I do dragon claw, I go boom. Right? He throws a punch again. I can go like this, or I can go like this. Right? He punches. I can just do this, intercept directly, or just move my feet, and then I like this. Now when we do the drills, we go 1, 2, right? This comes partially back. So you're applying a technique. If I block, this is the partial pull, and then I punch. Where do you have your partial pull? Gung Kuen. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So between this and this, this and this, there's a piece of something that you're learning. So you're learning a motion, an action. So you learn all these different actions, and then over time it becomes a reflex. So the fact that we do this is the most simple block, right? From here to here. My hand is here, he punches, my hand goes there. You see? So from here, see, this can go here or this. Boom, boom. And you have that in your forms. So when you're doing the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that and that becomes this and this, right? 1, 2, 3. That's all you have to do. 1, 2, 3. Now you're only using one of them. I go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So any one of those are common. The hand is here, the hand is here, the hand is there, the hand is there. 1, 2. Right? 1, 2, 3. Know what that is? Fu Fu, leopard. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You haven't learned this one yet, but these guys have. So quadra, boom, boom, boom. So walk, block, block, block. Right, leopard. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's a back fist, a cover hand, and a knuckle. So every movement that you learn in your form, you can take them out in form. It teaches you a pattern. You take it out of the pattern, and you have a series of movements that you can draw off of. And it's really because those movements are in your body. And the only way to develop those and get them out of the body is do it enough. You know that you're punching, you're punching, you're punching. You're punching, you're punching, you're kicking. Right? And then you hear 1, 2, 3. You have elbow, strike, back fist. Elbow, strike, back fist. Elbow, strike, back fist. So you have them on both sides. We can't do the left side as well because, we don't practice it a lot. But the advantage of getting to the fifth form, you're working both sides. You have this, and you have this, right? You have this, you have this. So those are movements that you guys should just drill over and over again until you have a transition. You're here, you pull back, you strike, you pull back, you strike. That builds agility of footwork. So you want to take them through some of that? Take just the gung section, right and left sides, and then take them one at a time, then kind of pull them, a few of them together to see if you can do these too, because you're going to be learning them eventually anyways. Yeah. You okay with that, Rich? Yeah. Want to do it from the beginning? Put it from the beginning, yeah. Okay, go. And chop. One more? Sure. Diagonal strike. Yeah. And kick. And then press. And phoenix eye. Yeah. That's the whole leg. So this, when we're here, 1, 2. So you just set up just like before, and you're just gonna see, yeah. Kick. 1, 2, and yeah, it's good. So that's the whole leg. Right, twist. Yeah, kick. Blade of the foot. If you can use the blade, so it's the blade. And then press, and then that's it. It's good. Yeah, do the pivot first. Yeah, do the pivot first. So once you're here, right? 1, 2, 3. Hook, pivot first, and then lift like that. Yeah. Get your legs in position so you're stable, and then do your elbows. Well, elbows. You have a question on that? 5 stances. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, when you do the back fist, this one is straight, shoulder height, like when the drills. This one is rounded, And this one, actually, a lot of people can try to do around. It depends. You can actually extend this one, like in a fourth form. This was a long one, because when we're here, like in the fourth one, we'll go long there and long here. Now, if you're using it like this, if he throws a hook, like no, the other side. If I go like this, then I would use a round one like this. So this is taking it from the high position to here. But in this one, just keep it simple. Just go long, and your elbow is straight. Now, when you go like that, you lose your position. See, because once you strike behind you, like if she extends her arm, this is, she came down actually here. So this is where she, well, no, it's fine, but that's a different movement. Yeah, because if we're showing her this, that's what she should see. And you only come here, because once she gets past this point, her shoulders actually no longer strong. So if you push on my hand here, that's where. Now bring your hand behind you. Now push. It's like you're already off balance. Yeah. So if you were creating, we have that movement like this, but that becomes a transition. So a transition alters the motion. Like I go like this is a middle block. If I go like this, then it alters the movement into something else as a transition. So transitions will vary. Final positions are what we're looking for muscle memory. So those would be the sort of the stationary positions. Yeah. So direction is a variant. This is like this. This is a back fist. So if I go like this, depending on that turn, if I go like this, 1, 2, this is coming here. But if I turn and then I drop my elbow, then it turns into a vertical position. So that becomes a two-dimensional movement. And then but that's something that it's adapting when you start to get to that point with the different motions. So, but for 5 stanzas, we keep it fairly direct and simple. Yeah. Back fist straight. So if you look at the back fist, if you just kind of analyze this motion, this is the back fist, high, high. This is low, low. So here we're like this. Here we're like this. So the hand's like this. You see, if you look in the mirror, it's on a diagonal. You see, there's a 45 line there. My first hand was here. My second hand was here. So you look at the hands are on a diagonal. So there's your 45 degrees. Then you turn. Yeah, so you have one on each. If you left this one here, that would be there. If I left this one here, that would be there. So there's where you would see the two 45s. But because we're here and this comes to here, you see this like this. But essentially it's high, low, and the middle. This one we do in the drills. So you get familiar with that, yeah. So everything is high, middle, and low as far as direction. Okay. So how were they? Pretty good. Work the sweep a bit. Work the sweep. Pop, pop. Yeah, the sweep. So start off from here. 1. We use the mirror. Find your position. Are you in your stance? Okay. Now unwait for a second. Try it again. Ready? 1. Get into your stance. 2. Sink down a little bit. Work your thigh. 3. Okay, 3. So 3, hold. Push. Like this. The opposite action is here. So the hand is ending the same time as this. Boom. Because as soon as this pushes, this has to be equal and opposite to break your opponent's position. That's what you're doing. So that's important to get that timing. Yeah, so both hands. See, it's all tied to your waist. Initially, when you turn, it's... So do we have to activate this? This is your core. You have to turn your waist. The power comes from your waist. So without the waist, it's just your arms, and you can't connect it unless you. Yeah, so that's one stroke. So when you do that, this foot is like this. You know how when you do the kick, there's your stroke. That's why when we do that kick, when we do the 1, 2 and it swings up, it's this. Because what you're doing is when you swing up, it comes in like that. That's your sweep. So that's why when you do this, you have to have strength here, and you sink. If you don't have strength here and you go like this, you can't use that as a sweep. So the power is in the position, right? So when you come up, sink. This is your rooted leg. That's your, we call it in Tai Chi the substantial leg. Holds all your strength, and the thing is, when you go like this has to be strong. It has to be, you have to get used to it. Because you know what happens when you bend your knees tighten up, right? They hold your weight. But the thing is, when you're in motion and you're dropping, it has to be able to sustain that force. So if it can't sustain the force on the way down, then you're going to be balance or weak in the position. So if you understand this, strategy of how to strengthen and make your movements more powerful, it really comes from the correct body mechanics. We can use our position. So when we're like this, it comes in, has strength. See, so really just taking that weight. But the thing is, when I go like this, I could use all my force but not actually be effective. It's when I go like this. Right? Yeah, because this already disrupted him.
Yep.
And this right. Yeah, so you're distracted, but the thing is you are already taken. So moving your opponent before you take out, like mine, if he goes like this, if I go like this already turned him, and then this one is in the leg. When you go to a horse stance, then turn to leaning stance, that's another way of taking him down, right? Horse to leaning, that's what that is. So it's the action in your legs. So this is the basic framework. Then you move. This is a sweep. This is a sweep. So that's why we have to get this leg involved. Now that you're yellow belt and you're still young, you have a lot of time to build that strength. And when you kick, your body has to be in the movement. So this is just give you some incentive and maybe motivate you to practice like this, and build that coordination. Anyways, on that note, we'll bow out. We'll line up. Okay, up. 1, 2, and 3. Salute. Okay, good. See y'all Thursday. Max, how you doing?